interwebs. Is there anybody there? How we doing?
Great.
You guys taking a peek in that training class yet? 6.
We have a training class?
Mo's got him captivated. You don't even know who's in here. 6 in there. Looking at you guys. So, quickly, I want to talk about a couple items, and then I want to talk about our goals. By the way, one of our goals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The universe is doing the thing that I want most. Let's have our asses in the seat by 9. So Jason gets a little bit of a reprieve on that. You don't have to bust him up because he's here till almost 8 every night. So I tell him in the morning, I get it, man. But anybody else who is a agent in the building, who's not sitting in the room at 9 o'clock, let's hold each other accountable. You know, hey man, we go over some stuff that helps us out in these meetings, whether you know it or not, okay? And one of the biggest things, because it's an example of what I want to talk about, that happens in these meetings if you're present and listening, is they build on each other. There's not one thing that we talk about necessarily that's going to just snap it into place. It's something that builds over time, right? Something that helps change helps us realize the best versions of ourselves in any given present moment, which puts us in a situation to succeed when we're aware of it. But when we are wandering generalities, we're not aware of anything except whatever way the wind's blowing, right? But when we are showing up as meaningful specifics, everything builds, everything has impact, everything grows. You find yourself becoming a leader in the biz. And guys, right now, I want to recognize the fact that I'm seeing some real behaviors that leaders exhibit, okay? And I don't always see them. And in no way am I saying we're there. It's not a destination. It's growth. For you, not for me, not for anything else. For you, I'm seeing leadership behaviors out of Ansel Simmons. I'm seeing leadership behaviors out of the way Mike is sitting and focused and getting the thing going. Right, I'm seeing leadership behaviors from Nelson Rodriguez and Claire, and I'm not even talking Angela and Mo. You know, these behaviors are what sets the ground for us to build. And as long as we keep showing them, we're going to get better individually. But everything that comes after gets easier and better because you are more and more aware. More things. Oh, that. Oh, okay. My accountability partner. So I want to do some recognition of yesterday specifically, and then I want to talk about that. Because you guys remember what we did last Wednesday? Mm-hmm. So for those of you guys at home who's ever watching, we just did a goal setting exercise, a couple different ones. We set a week-long short-term goal. We got accountability partners, and we're reconvening today. Nelson Rodriguez yesterday, okay? 3 policies over 8 hours of talk time. And I mean, that's big time, Nelson. That's big time. And I'm excited about that, but I want to keep it in perspective as well. And Nelson knows how much I love him and how committed I am to his growth and how much I see through him things that I need to improve on and get better at. The way Nelson sounded yesterday, did anyone notice? Yeah. I noticed. The way he moved yesterday, the way he smiled and talked, the focus wasn't something that it was, you could feel it, right? And I don't know the details because I haven't talked to him about the details, but I know for certain he made a decision yesterday to do something, and he did it. And he wasn't going to be denied. Now, I don't know if he started making that decision last Friday. Right? Because it doesn't always happen right in the moment that you want it to happen. I'm going to make a decision now to start doing it and expect everything just to come. No, sometimes you got to stay in and go and get before it comes. But it came yesterday. And for Nelson, that's a moment of awareness and growth. Because whatever the decision was, However you accomplished that for the entire time, that's something we want to duplicate. Because I've told you this since we met, since the day you told me if you don't hire me, you're stupid. Might be the most talented salesperson, sales ability wise, that I've seen in a while. And I've been waiting for, I've seen the 12,000 AP weeks, and I've seen the weeks of 4,000 or 5,000 kind of whatever, adversity, and then I've seen, when Nelson puts it together, man, he's going to set records every week in paychecks, in numbers, and that's why I'm so excited about yesterday. Because we talk about it, we're aware of it. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't the luck of the draw. That doesn't exist. Okay, so great job, Nelson. Really great job, and keep that stuff up. The next one I want to talk about is Claire. So Claire had something go on yesterday that happens all the time, not all the time, but happens to all of us in one way or another in varying levels of severity as we move through our days and our weeks. You guys know how much effort and time and precision it takes to execute in a way that ends up in a written policy that remembers you, that doesn't talk to the next guy because of the job you just did and pays that premium every month. It's not a simple task, right? Claire spent almost 2 hours on the phone with somebody, got into underwriting, and the lady just, you know what, I'm just going to write my beneficiary check for the money. I changed my mind. Click. Ooh. Ooh, can you feel that? You guys are doing it every day. You know what it feels like to get into underwriting and have the bill chart be wrong? Like you forgot to check the bill chart and they ask the weight and they're over the weight and you can, it's not a great feeling. In that moment right there, a choice gets made. And that is, what am I going to do next? And I, personally, I don't even talk about anybody else. I know for certain I've been in those situations and not made the right decision. And let it change my whole day. Not just my production for the day, but how everything went for the whole day. How I was when I got home. How I was with my patience with my kids. My whole day. Now, I have done the work over time to put myself in a position to understand how important perseverance is and how it's a choice and how in that moment of adversity, I get to choose how I think about it because everything happens for us and nothing happens to us. What is the definition of perseverance?
It's the pursuit of some of a goal despite many obstacles.
Yeah, Angela. Over 2 years here, that's the first time someone got it right on the first try. A lot of you guys almost get it right. I think you're sounding bored, so Angela might cheat. But regardless, the constant pursuit of a goal despite many obstacles. Not the sometimes pursuit. When the road is clear.
Yesterday.
Just say Elaine.
It is Elaine. It was Elaine that had the kick.
Oh, so Elaine.
Yes.
So, and to be able to, so Elaine, same thing, right? Elaine, every day, is writing policies. And yesterday, she got a little bit beat up on that call. Claire, to reel it back in, since I used the wrong name, sorry, Claire. When she first started, she had 2 or 3 of those that were like, oh my God, this and that, and it's like, but what do you do next? What do you do next? What do you do next? And that's perseverance, right? So that's the decision that now we get to make. All of us every day. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And what I think Zig Ziglar said, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly until you can do it well. Not that Elaine does anything poorly, you're the best. Claire, 3 policies yesterday, 6 hours talk time. Kenny had 2. Mike had 2, I believe, right? 2. So good performances, good momentum, good energy. Awareness and perception. The people in this training class are looking at how you walk, how you move, how you talk. Maybe not yet, because I haven't been out there to look at you enough, but everything you do is being watched. Let's make sure that we're doing it to the best of our ability, because it's going to make our day better. It's going to help us to be more present. The future self that gets that paycheck is going to be happier about what you did now, because paycheck wise, what you're doing now is going to speak 2 to 4 weeks from now. And then everything gets a little bit easier. Everything gets a little bit easier, and we're high-fiving, we're having fun. What else were we supposed to talk about? Goals?
Goals.
So, Nelson Rodriguez, your short-term goal that you set last week, what was it? You know what? Let me pause. Let me pause you. Accountability partner Ashley, what was Nelson's short-term goal last week?
He wanted to start replacing some of his boring habits with healthier habits for himself, and he's been doing a good job.
Okay, how? Like, well, first, when you guys talked about it throughout the week, how'd you talk about it?
He told me he was reading. He's been going to the gym, just spending time with his. I'm just gonna say wife because I'm assuming, but his wife and his daughter, and they're watching shows together. They're just trying to be in a healthier mindset. I think that's really cool.
So you're confident that Nelson has made progress with that goal this week, replacing those behaviors when he's aware that I'm just being bored with something that adds value to himself. Nelson, how do you feel you've made progress on that this week?
Well, I mean, I feel like I did good, but
It's not a destination, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, have you noticed in any given moment, I'm aware that this is one of the boring times. I'm going to replace it with this behavior. Has it been that present for you?
Well, Ashley, she put it in a better perspective. She was like, well, those positive habits can be, because I didn't necessarily call them boring. I said things that I enjoy personally that I want to, like, that are just a waste of time.
That aren't serving you. Okay.
Right, that aren't serving me, and I want to replace it with positive things. And she told me, it's crazy how those positive things will become fun, just like the things you were. And I was like, yeah, and when I thought about it in that perspective, it made a lot of things easier to execute.
With the easier stuff is, the better, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man, because that stuff starts to pour into yourself, and it translates, whether it's here on days like yesterday or just in your interactions at home. Nelson, what was Ashley's goal?
To get to know everybody here.
Okay, how do you think she did?
Well, we went out Saturday and had a good time, so I feel like it was pretty.
That's cheating. Her goal was cheating. She knew we were going to do that. My goal is to go out to dinner on Saturday. Oh my God, we did it. Were you able to communicate with her throughout the week on anything she might need for that, or how she's doing with it?
About like once or twice.
Okay.
I didn't really touch on it much. I mean, we're here all the time interacting, so it was pretty clear that she was getting her goals accomplished.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That goals are important. How to set them, why we set them are important. But that accountability piece where you got somebody else is the biggest one, right? We're going to talk more about that as we move forward in different ways that we can help each other stay accountable for things that we know are going to help us out. It becomes huge in the moments where something gets tough, right? Life ebbs and flows. And when you have that accountability partner, it's not always 50-50. Sometimes you're putting in 80 because they only got 20. And sometimes they're putting 80 for you. It's a beautiful teeter-totter, if you will. 95. You saying Ashley only brings 5 to the table?
No.
Mike, your accountability partner was Mr. Ansel Simmons and vice versa. Ansel, what was Mike's 5-day goal or 1-week goal?
Mastering the script, which you sound quite amazing yesterday, just hearing them in the background. Kept me inspired, definitely. And also just reaching 8 people, helping them. Eventually writing policy for them.
And throughout the week, did you guys touch on or talk about how multiple time check in? What are you doing? How you doing it? Good. You feel like he made progress?
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Mike? You feel he made progress in your goal?
I do. I fell a little short of the 8, but I feel like I have a better, a firmer grip, I guess I could say, on the script.
Good.
Myself.
Good. How about Ansel? What was his?
His was to continue to hit 10K AEP weekly, and he had a goal of hitting 4 policies in a day.
Okay. And you guys check in. You obviously see the numbers, but
Right.
okay. So I want to talk here, but quickly before I forget, we're going to do this same activity with the same goals, but next week I'm going to be looking for specific 2 or 3 specific things that you did from now till Wednesday that you didn't do the previous week to help confirm whatever that goal was. Okay? And accountability partners, I'm going to be asking you what those specific 2 or 3 things you did were for your partner. Okay? And I want it to be specific now. We got a good generality. We moved towards our goals all the way around over here. Now, specifically, how can we pound that home? Beautiful ladies.
Jeez.
Mo, what was Angela's?
To further her development of her role and to be a leader and to be a role model.
Well, I don't even need to ask if she hit it, because I have noticed personally things in the past week that made me say, oh, okay, it makes sense that was her goal. But what did you see throughout the week? You guys touch base on that?
Yes, we did touch base. She was probably giving herself harder of scrutiny about not doing some specific things, but she's definitely been doing what she needs to do to be on target for getting things in place.
Awesome. Awesome. And I can't wait to see next week what the specific things were between now and then that have been added to push that forward. What was Mo's, Miss Angela?
Was to have the training manual be like comprehensive and completed to a certain degree so that.
That looks like it was Andrewed. It's like page 7, then it's 22. I don't understand.
And just so that it's completed, so it gives her more of a peace of mind so that this training class and any training class moving forward is seamless.
It's amazing how preparation can cure anxiety. All right. Anxiety can be a punishment in the present moment that we give ourselves in the present moment for things that may or may not happen. And one way to eliminate that anxiety is to be aware of it, first of all, but then to prepare and to know you're prepared. I know that when I'm prepared, I don't have to stress because I'm ready, right? My daughter, when we study the civics vocabulary words for a week, the day before the test, you don't have to worry. You certainly don't have to worry about what your grandma's going to say when she picks you up from school. You can get the good grade. Preparation cures anxiety. So you think she did a good job?
Absolutely, because she was excited 2 mornings ago on Monday morning about how she felt like she was ready to walk home.
Yeah, she's all right.
And then we telepathically have our thing.
That's cheating because you can just answer, what did you guys do specifically? Well, no, we communicate telepathically so you wouldn't understand. Oh, good job. Those of you appointed with Aetna, CVS, there's some information documents available, video trainings, a video training that I did on YouTube, everything that you would ever need to know to be able to sell Aetna, should you choose to. But the first question would be, why would I choose to? Every carrier has little things that are different than the other. Some better, some worse. They vary. One of the really nice things about, one of the advantages, I should say, of the CVS Aetna product is that there is no build chart. Okay? So, preparation also can help you to be more versatile, right? The only real difference between any final expense product is the nuances in the health questions, which are slight, and then how the application works, the functionality of the e-app. The other nice thing about the Aetna CVS product is there is no underwriting call. When you get to the end of that, it's select one of these 9 security questions. Mike, what's your favorite color? Blue. Read a disclosure about how blue is your signature. Yes. Boom. Done. Now, I bring that up because we haven't had a training, because we haven't been able to get everyone together in one place to do one thing at one time, and we've got another product come behind it, and I'm being patient because I want to get all the information together to present to you guys in one concise way, or at least concise enough. But it doesn't mean the opportunity isn't there for those of us that are serious about the opportunity. If you told me that there was a tool that could help make me better, you're not going to give it to me in the middle of the game. It's going to be up to me to find it, practice it, implement it, so that I can use it in the game. As soon as we walk out this door, the clock starts. We're going. If we're taking those moments those are production moments. I'm not making it mandatory for anybody to stay 2 hours after or come in an hour early or do it at home for an hour. But I would, because it would make me better. And when I say, are we all here to make money? Do we understand when I talk about the things we need to do to make money? Do we understand that our ultimate success, whether it's in whatever our definition of abundance is or life in general, will be in direct proportion to the work we do after we do all the work we're expected to do? Well, then it starts to become fun. It's not work. And then it just becomes a seamless, your day is your day. There isn't a wake up, go to work period where you're this, and then go to here where you're that. I mean, you just are all the time. And that's a cool place to get into. It's not easy, but it's a cool place to get into because adding value to yourself or someone else becomes an all of the time thing. And when you become aware of that, you say, oh, learning about CVS Aetna or Lumico or whatever else isn't Andrew's responsibility to shove down my throat until I get it. Even though I am fully aware that we need to be putting these things in place in a more efficient and better way, we plan to, but on an individual basis, it becomes, I'm adding value to myself by doing this, which adds value to my paycheck, which continues to add value to my day and my awareness, which keeps the momentum rolling, the rhythm rolling.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Leaders leading. Mike, is there any particular reason why you're so handsome?
Got it.
Ooh. You know, sometimes it really makes me wonder how he can do this. And then I see other people and I'm like, you could have taken 50% of Mike's good looks and made like 100 other people okay looking, but you just let them be like that. Just kidding. Being facetious for those of you at home, being silly, a little bit of silliness. Nelson, what's the definition of attitude?
Oh wait, I always get that. I mix them together.
You got it. You got it.
Attitude is the.
I don't know.
It's not
I
fair,
see
Nelson,
it
you
there.
can't see the
I'm
board.
The way one dedicates themselves to the way they think about whatever happens. Nelson, you were a meaningful specific yesterday. Let's do it again. And let's do it now, right?
Yeah.
Anything you think you need to do, let's do it now. Marine's looking at her watch. Guess what that means? Andrew, end the meeting. Do it now. Meeting over. If you have greatness in your heart, let's go, guys. Let's keep the momentum going. The momentum.
Yeah.
For mo money.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing.
Dancing and singing.
One of our upcoming meetings is going to be a musical. That's going to take a little
Let
more,
me know. I won't be here
it's going
that
to take a
day.
little more preparation for